So today I got a pen in the mail, and I was very pleased to have it arrive. And it's by one of my favorite manufacturers, Lamy, and it's the Lamy CP1. And it was designed by Gerd Mueller, who designed the Lamy 2000. He was an industrial designer. He also did a couple other pens, I believe, for the Lamy brand. And this is a really interesting little pen. Um, it's the first thing I notice about it when you pick it up is it's very slender. It's a very, uh, you know, one of the thinnest pens I've ever seen, to be honest. And the surprising thing when I picked it up, it's not as light as I was expecting. It's heavier than I thought it would be for such a thin pen. And uh, it's, I just love the lines on this pen. It's very, very elegant, I think. Of course, the Lamy 2000, the classic Mueller design, is thicker, probably just a little longer. The Lamy 2000 is almost 5 3/8, and this is 5 1/4 5 1/4 inches. And so I'm just going to run through the little pen and talk about what I like and what I don't like, and we'll see what I did. So I got the pen. I found it on eBay. When I got the pen, I was unsure exactly which pen it was. At first, I thought it might be the Lamy Pure or Pur, P-U-R, however you pronounce it, because looking online, when I see the CP1, it's usually black, and the photos of the seller I couldn't really decide if I was seeing black or silver under the light. But sometimes that's how eBay works. But I'm very pleased with it. It's an unusual color. I haven't come across it yet when I'm searching online. It's almost like a gunmetal gray. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. It might have been a limited edition at one year. Sometimes Lamy brings out different colors in their studio, or even in their Lamy 2000. There's been a couple different finishes. So yeah, it might be a limited edition that I don't know of. I wouldn't know exactly what this would be called. It's close as I can say is a gunmetal gray. There's a slight green cast to it. There's almost a sparkle to it when you're looking at it up close. Interesting spring clip, very solidly made. It's metal. It has this interesting little end on the button almost at the end for posting. You can see the seam here, but that's intentional. It's very, when you push it closer together, you can hardly see it. Yeah, so I found this on eBay. I got it at a very reasonable price. There was a little dent in the barrel that right here. It's very hard to see. That's the only blemish on it. Now, it's one thing I would say, looking at it new, it tends to be a bit pricier than I thought it would be. Say an $80 pen in Canada. I got it for far less. Sometimes you can, if you know where you're looking on eBay, you can find a good deal. And there's a little bit of wear and tear on the clip, but you know what? I love old pens. I love the patina of old pens. I love the fact that they've been used, and I love the fact that there's a story behind them, or I imagine there's a story. So we're going to uncap it, and it has pretty much a standard Lamy nib. It's probably I'd have to look. I should have researched it. It reminds me very much of the Lamy 2000, the Lamy Safari nib, very different from the Lamy 2000 nib, of course. And it looks like it's very easily interchangeable with other Lamy nibs of the same type. It's a very slim pen, and the body unscrews. And inside I have a converter. Now, because of the converters I had and the narrowness of the bottle, I had to do a little bit of surgery on this. Usually Lamy converters have little knobs or nubs on the side that you guide into a slot. Say when you're putting it into the Safari, the All-Star, it just guides you in, shows you how to line it up. So I trim those off, and this now fits perfectly into the barrel. So yeah, it goes on. And what I've put in it is a new ink to me. And actually, I'll show you how it looks when it posts. It posts very nicely. It was obviously designed to post. It becomes a long pen when it's posted. But it's not, I don't find it unbalanced when it's posted. Now, there's a metal barrel, sort of a plastic grip section that has little ridges on it, so there's a texture. So you're, if you're holding it down here, you're not going to be slipping around. It's not shaped like some Lamy grip sections are on the All-Star and the Safari. It's just a round section with little ridges on it. They feel kind of nice, actually, when you're holding it. So what I put in it was the Sailor Gentle Ink Grenade. I'll show you this ink in a minute. I'm sort of going through my local bookstore and seeing what they have, and they had some the 50 milliliter bottles of Sailor still. Apparently this has been discontinued, so I grabbed a bottle when I saw that they had this color. I'm a sucker for a reddish burgundy color. When I go through my collection, I have Black Swan and Ancient Copper and Blood Orange by different, those colors like that. I like Noodler Tiedemann. So I have lots of red colors, and I needed another one. So anyway, so it writes very well. Actually, it's very smooth. I really like the nib. The quick brown. I can't write and talk at the same time. Over the lazy dog. Excuse my handwriting and my positioning of my hand when I'm writing, because I'm trying to usually you should hold your hand a little bit above the page, not flopping down, and because of the position of the camera, I'm doing that. Yeah, it's a very smooth writer, very nice. So what do I like and what do I don't like? I love the design. I love Lamy design. I love German industrial Bauhaus design. It's a very beautiful pen, very sleek. And for the first time ever, I have found a pen that might be too thin for my hand. Now, I'm going to say, I still find it very comfortable in many ways, and I don't have overly large hands, but I do find it slim. And the only thing I notice is I'm a picture framer. And now, if you're a picture framer, you might know what I'm talking about. I have picture framer thumb. My hands, because I've been using them all for years, and one of the things you're doing when you're picture framing is you're stretching canvases or different types of fabrics sometimes, and you're putting a frame together, you're using your thumb as a vice. And over time, I've started noticing some, I get a little bit of achy pain in my thumb. It's just something that happens over time. And so when I'm holding this, I do notice that, I wouldn't say there's discomfort, but I do notice it in my hands. And so it's a little thin. But you know what? I love the pen. Other than that, I think I could adapt to it fairly easily. What I'm going to do is probably give this to my wife, or we have a new desk, and I'll probably put it in there. She might love the pen. Anyway, it's a beautiful pen. I like the design. I like the clip. I like the nib. It writes beautifully, and I love that sound when I've talked about this before. I'm a big pull cap fan. I have a lot of pens that have screw caps, but I love a pull cap. I find them very convenient, and I like the sound of a pull cap. They all have different sounds, and this has this nice, satisfying mechanical snap when you put it on. Now, I'm going to show you the ink I have. Yeah, so apparently the Gentle ink has been discontinued, and somebody commented that they're making them into they've gone to a smaller bottle size with Sailor. I'll have to look that up. But I found this in the shop, my local bookstore, the Bookmark in Charlottetown here, where I go for all my inks usually. I don't have not actually ordered inks online. I have ordered pens on on different companies, or a lot of I get a lot of vintage stuff on eBay, and I've bought parts on from Goulet pens or Anderson pens, places like those, but I haven't actually bought ink, and I kind of like to support my local bookstore that provides so many of us on PEI with our with our fountain pen fix, and they have a very nice selection of inks. There's a few brands that I haven't tried. There's a few brands that they have that I haven't tried, and they also have not a huge selection of inks, but they have some nice ones there. And there's a few brands that they don't carry that I would like to try too. So I've had a few samples of different things over the year, but yeah, there's a couple that I want to get. So I'm just going to show you what the ink looks like. It's comes in this nice bottle. There's a little plastic funnel in there, so when the ink gets low, you can flip the bottle over and it will catch it in the reservoir, and then you can fill your fountain pen. But as you can see, it's really rich color, runs almost towards a magenta in some cases, or a dark purple. Yeah, I haven't really started using Sailor inks until recently, and this is quite a nice one, and it hits all my boxes. It's that lovely reddish color, leans towards a magenta or a purple. Probably can't tell on my camera here. I'm sort of shooting this as the sun is going down, so the light's a little weird. But anyway, that's what I have in my new pen, and it suits it very well. Actually, it goes quite well with the color, so I'm very pleased with that. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. I'm always experimenting with pens, vintage pens especially, and inks and papers. And if you have any experience with this brand of pen, the Lamy CP1, or if you know what this is it a limited edition, and if you know what year it might have come out in, I would love to hear from you, and tell me about your favorite inks. What kind of Sailor inks should I try? Is there another brand I should try? If I'll see if my bookstore has it, or they can get it in for me. So anyway, thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And you know what? I'd really love it if you subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sort of slowly building my YouTube channel, and it'd be nice to get to a certain level of confidence in myself from my part on making videos, and I would like to hear from you and get more subscribers. And it's a lot of fun doing this. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.